Hey, this is Jeff with Harley-Davidson of Scottsdale. We're here with another important pre-ride check that you need to do. We're talking about fluids and batteries. So there's two main fluids that you can check if you like to before you go riding. The first one you check while your motorcycle is at room temperature, and that'll be your transmission. You'll need a 3/8" Allen wrench to open the dipstick. Generally, you won't need to check this fluid except on your normal services because it's a sealed system. And if it's leaking, you'll know it's leaking, and you should definitely bring it to us if you notice it leaking. So the first thing you want to do before your pre-ride is have your bike on its side stand at room temperature, and you pull your dipstick out with your handy rag. You wipe it off, you stick it back in, and you thread it all the way down. And when you pull it out, the fluid should be between the A and the F. And you want it kind of towards the A side, but still in that range, and that's when you're good. A couple other fluids you can check on most model Harley-Davidsons is your brake fluids. There's sight glasses in the reservoirs on the front and rear. And with your bike upright and level, you just want to make sure that you see fluid in that reservoir. If you don't, make sure you come see us right away because that's a huge risk to your safety. And we'll even come get your bike. Before you start your ride, you can do a preliminary oil check just to make sure there's oil in the bike because that's very important. So you can pull it out. I see oil on it, and that's good for now. As long as there's oil in the bike, we're going to wait till we get it to normal operating temperature, and then we're going to check the bike. So a good time to do that is when you stop for fuel. And to check your oil, again, you have your motorcycle on its side stand. This time you want it at normal operating temperature, which is anywhere from 160 to 250 degrees normally. And what you're going to do is pull the dipstick out, wipe it off, stick it back in, thread it down, thread it back out, and you're going to read the oil level. And there's a range on here. There's one that says on the Jiffy stand, there's one that says upright and level. You're going to read the one that says on the Jiffy stand. And you want it somewhere in the range where there's dots or X's on your dipstick. And you want to keep it from being overfull because that can cause oil to come out of your air cleaner, and that can ruin your clothes and your day. It won't hurt your motorcycle, but will ruin your day. So one other thing, we always suggest you keep your bike on a battery tender. And if you notice it's starting sluggish or you know your battery's at least 2 years old, we highly recommend bringing it in and putting a fresh battery in. In Arizona, batteries are very temperamental with our extreme conditions. Harley-Davidson has recommended service intervals. They start at 1,000 miles and then they go every 5,000 miles all the way up to 50,000 miles. There's certain procedures we perform on each service, and just changing your oil does not compare to the service at all. Here at Harley-Davidson of Scottsdale, we also believe you cannot change your oil too much. So we recommend bringing it in whenever you feel like you want to freshen up the fluids. And if you're at one of those service intervals, definitely bring it in and ask for one of our qualified master technicians to service your motorcycle. I don't have a witty tagline for this one.